Hey guys, this is really late, and I'm living in a good news year. So the big news that I totally went over my head that I missed recently was the Gina Carano story with the Mandalorian and her getting fired from Disney. Totally went over my head. I didn't realize she was fired. I don't really care. Before I even begin this, I like Gina Carano. I don't love her. I don't hate her or anything like that. I liked her from the MMA days. I've seen where she come up. She's like one of those actors like a Vin Diesel or a Rock or LL Cool J, where you saw them before they became movie stars and famous people. Like Queen Latifah is a perfect example. I love Queen Latifah because I've seen where she came from. It's like this person, this actress grew up in your household. You saw her when I was a little kid. I saw her MMA. As an adult, I'm seeing her in the Fast and Furious movies and different movies she's done, which isn't a lot. I mean, she's not like a Meryl Streep or actresses that you see in every other movie, like Gwyneth Paltrow a couple years ago, Jennifer Aniston even in a comedy. She's not. I don't think she's, like the top actress. A lot of people supporting her are saying she's #1 in IMDb. Apparently the #1 actor or actress in IMDb apparently this February or this month or however they do it. I don't even follow that, but I looked at the other two actors on the list. I think Glenn Plummer was in that list, and I'm like, did he just like I don't know. I felt like someone died. I don't know if it was him, but it looks like one of those things where like if you Google someone a lot, they go to the top of the list. That's kind of what that list means. That don't mean Gina isn't no Meryl Streep or anything like that. I don't think that's what that list means, but. That said, I love her. I love Gina. I love Gina. I loved her in The Mandalorian. I really liked her character a lot. If anything that came out of that Mandalorian, which I love, I liked her character. I liked how they did her. As a writer myself, when I was in college, I wrote female lead characters, and she reminded me, her character in The Mandalorian, reminded me of one of the characters I've written stories for in my background. So watching her play that character, I felt like she did a really good job of playing that. And one of the things with playing a character like that Gina done well, like you could go total Xena warrior princess and just be like one-dimensional in a character. That's so easy to do that character one-dimensional and be like butch and angry and aggressive. But she played it, the mixture of what I liked about it. It was the character had a lot of emotion, a lot of sensitivity to things. It's in some of the episodes you saw that come on. Gina did that very well of playing the soft and hard in one character. She did that really well, so I liked her in that, and I was so looking forward to seeing more of her. Even a spin-off I didn't know anything about. It's because I'm busy. I don't follow Disney culture. I don't follow culture like some of the people on YouTube. Like there's one girl, that Star Wars girl, I think her handle is. She said she spent like 45 minutes going through comments of a YouTube page regarding this issue with Kathleen Kennedy, whoever the president of Disney is. I don't care, and that's a problem. That's why I'm doing this video. Like, as consumers, we become so obsessed with Star Wars, with things like this. Like, we don't make Star Wars, and whenever someone complains that a movie was bad or this franchise is going not where I wanted to go, I don't like how it's turning out, they're killing Star Wars, or they're destroying it for the fans. Make your own shit. Make your own content. It's not that hard to sit down and write a novel or a screenplay. It's not that hard. Make your own stuff. Star Wars has been around since I was born. Before I was born, right? Star Wars is funny enough. Well, that's one of the first movies my parents saw, and I was in the theaters with them. It was Star Wars and the Robin Hood movie. Two movies I remember seeing and my parents remember taking me to, right? So Star Wars was the first movie I seen as a kid. But I don't care about it. I love it. It ended where it ended. I'm not going to carry it to my grave. I want new content. And that's one of the things I complain about when Disney, like, they keep regurgitating the same comic book movies that I grew up with as a kid. I don't want to see that as an adult. I kind of want new stuff for my own kids too. So I don't care, basically. But the what they're saying, cancel culture for Gina Carano, you people need to realize what free speech means, right? I work at a law firm, a corporate law firm, right? Some days I don't want to wear clothes. There's no way in hell that I could go to work butt naked and sit down on my desk in my office and call a secretary or whatever and not get fired, not get arrested, not put in some sort of mental health program, right? Because it's my freedom of speech. It's my body. I could do what I want with it, but I live on a planet with other people, right? I live with other people. I don't live by myself on some distant planet where I can do what I want to do, right? Free speech in itself, in the amendment, refers to your relationship with the government, not with each other, right? Right? You can say what you want about the government without being persecuted, without being convicted for saying bad things about the government or your opinions about the government. And that's just saying it, right? But if I say bad things about other people that get offended, then I have to I have to take responsibility for what I say, right? If there's green people in my neighborhood and I say, F green people, F whatever, I don't like green people, right? If there's a backlash against what I'm saying, I have to be responsible and take responsibility for what I said. I can't be like, oh, they're canceling me and, I should be able to say what I want to say without being No, we don't live by ourselves. And the problem with Gina, and I know she's a Trump supporter, what she says is a Republican, right? Not going to go into that. That's a hot mess right now. But the one thing Donald Trump done successfully, right? Probably the only thing he's done was allow people to think a certain way, whether racist or homophobia or xenophobia. These people, and there's a lot of them in America. I as a black man, I see it all the time, and it's been dormant. But Trump brought this out of people, and what I liked about Trump, and what these people love about him, Trump could go and say what he wants to say without any repercussions, right? One, people don't take him seriously. That don't like him, they don't take him seriously. Two, he's a white man with supposedly wealthy white male in America that whatever. So there's a sort of privilege where he feels, and people that support him feel like, oh, he gets away with it because he's awesome or he's great, right? He's a white male, he's privileged, he's wealthy supposedly, so he could say what he wants to say, get in trouble for it and get out of trouble just as quickly because he's white, and there's no way an all white rich jury is gonna you rarely ever see that unless you rarely ever see that. So what Trump does is what Trump does, right? But we're not Donald Trump, right? When Barack Obama was president, there's no way I could have went around saying I hate white people or go to my office, right, 95% white people and say I hate you guys, F this, the president is black. I'll get fired, and rightfully so. So Gina can't go saying I support Trump, I'm a Republican, and because I'm a Republican, I'm being persecuted like Jewish people getting killed by Nazis. When you work for Disney, which is like ran by Jewish people and owned by Jewish people, in Hollywood is owned by Jewish people, and what she said about the pronouns for transgender and gay and LGBTQT, I always say that wrong. What she said about that in her Twitter or whatever, that's not her business. And that's one of the things I always say in my videos. If it doesn't I'm not gay, I'm not transgender, but if a group of people need to do something or feel a certain way, I don't have anything to say about that. It doesn't affect me. It's not going to take away from my livelihood if someone put he, she as a pronoun or whatever in their social media thing of all things. It's not on a resume. It's not on a tombstone. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a title like Mr. It's not my business. I don't care. I don't have to speak out against it. Just go along my way. And that's the problem with people in America today. Like, we think everything's our business and everything has to be, I have to comment on everything. And I don't know if it's a Twitter, Facebook kind of culture where we grew up in this culture where we comment on everything now, where like if I see something on TV, I could go comment and then get likes and get conversation started on that. I don't know if people think they have to comment on everything. It doesn't concern you, just go along your way, right? My month of February has spent doing stuff around the house, getting myself ready for going back to work, right? Getting my family fit and healthy. We live in New York, right? I don't care what Star Wars is doing or Kathleen Kennedy is doing, right? I don't care about Gina Carano. I mean, I love her on the screen, but my life isn't my YouTube channels, right? I talk about movies all the time in some of my channels. I don't care. Once I'm done, I don't go searching for stuff that don't concern me. And I think that's a problem, one, with people and the problem with Gina and how she got herself in trouble. And I think she deserves all the punishment coming for her because she works for a company, right? It might be movies, it might be Hollywood, it might be a glam and glitz and the culture of being famous. But at the end of the day, right? Howard Stern once interviewed Bruce Willis, right? And they always do this thing. At the end of the day, you go home, you might be a celebrity, you might be a star. When you work in the studios, you get like all these, like if you look at the end of the movie, the credits, all the people that support actors in movies when they're being filmed, you get all these people worshiping you and bringing you food and bringing you this and doing your makeup. You're like God doing that in Hollywood. But when you go home at the end of the day, it's like Bruce Willis, take the garbage out. Bruce Willis, clean that up. You know, you're just a regular person. And I think people need to realize at the end of the day, we all regular people, and we all, whether you're white, black, we live in a planet with all the regular people, and we can't enforce our freedom of speech on other people, right? Freedom of speech is your relationship with the government, not with other people, right? Yeah, you could say what you want about other people, but be ready if there's repercussions. No whine about why did I get fired, I'm being canceled. There's no such thing as cancel culture, right? If cancel culture is a thing now, it's always been a thing, you know, because you can't do stuff without repercussions, right? And I think Trump has kind of ruined that for people, and he's ruining lives. Because I'm sure if pre-Trump or Trump never happened, Gina won't be tweeting all that nonsense, right? Who cares if you're Republican or Democrat? No one cares, right? I don't know. Anyway, but I just thought it was very funny. It's probably the first news story outside of the Trump presidency that I caught my attention. I had to do a video on it. And that the 2 points that comes out of that, like the white privilege is a thing, and there's a white privilege realization where you realize that privilege isn't there anymore, or it's to a certain extent where you could say things about other people and not be punished. Like Roseanne Barr, I loved Roseanne Barr. I watched Roseanne growing up as a kid, right? Watched lots of Roseanne as a kid, right? But I care about Roseanne. No, I like her on screen, but what she said a couple years ago, where she definitely got canceled, right? Yeah, you know, like own up for it, right? Colin Kaepernick, of all people, if you want to talk about cancel culture, right? He took a knee. Right? Something, if you watch European football or sports all over the planet, they all take knees now before games. I'm not sure, but I don't think American sports they do it. But in Europe, they do it in every freaking country in Europe, right? But everyone's taking a knee before a game, right? In support of something positive and something good. Colin did it, and I haven't seen Colin Kaepernick in a sport, in anything, since he took that knee and got kicked off the teams and stuff like that, right? So cancel culture, you can't pick and choose if you want to like blame cancel culture for certain things. It's always been around, right? But the only thing is now white people are getting canceled, right? The people who think they could say what they want to say and be, and think we live in their country or their planet, now they're getting punished for saying what they want to say. Now it's cancel culture? No. Everyone else has been canceled for even like thinking negative things about other people, right? So own up, man up. Gina, she's still rich, I'm sure. She's still wealthy. She still have opportunities to do what she probably wants to do in the future. So I'm not gonna go out there with a flag or a t-shirt, free Gina or whatever. I don't care. These people are rich celebrities, Like if I got in trouble, would Gina no, she won't do something for me. Yeah, so whatever. It is what it is. But guys, just take care of yourselves. Right? It's 2021. I grew up with comic books. I grew up watching science fiction and all that stuff, right? But it's not my life. My YouTube, I do talk about that stuff. I love it. But I'm not going to chase after stuff that don't concern me. I'm not going to support rich celebrities. Come on now. It's 2021. We have to grow up as a society. I don't know if it's a millennial thing or Gen Z thing, but guys, get it together, man.